I am excited and happy to be here to share what I call social closening in terms of protecting our mental health and promoting good mental health during this time. I am Jeannie Chang. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, and one of the things I really promote is understanding anxiety as well as other symptoms of it in the workplace. So that's what I want to talk about today, managing anxiety effectively and what that looks like. Let's go to defining what social closening is, or my definition. As we talk about social closening, it's a term obviously made up during this pandemic, but it really is about managing anxiety effectively through a lens of being solution focused. My modality as a clinician is solution focused. And let's just be real, okay? We're living in a pandemic, and mental health experts have said, and we're all going to say it, none of us have lived through it, right? None of us have, unless you're old enough to live through the last one, which I believe was 1918. So I highly doubt that. So this is something we've never been through before. And even understanding mental health in a pandemic is something we've never experienced before. So there is a lot going on. So you're going to hear me use that word anxiety throughout this whole thing, because I want us to be aware that that is what we're experiencing. And it really is merely a reaction to stress. But even saying that and understanding it and facing it helps you be in control of those distressful emotions. What are the benefits of social closening, according to my terms of understanding it mindfully, of managing anxiety and solution focused perspective? Well, I would say it's threefold. It protects the overall system, and the system could be the family. It could be your organization. So in terms of today, I would say your organization, okay? It's because the way, as we look at systemic thinkers tend to look holistically, you are one emotional unit. So think of that, right? In your team, how one person's emotions can affect the rest, right? How in the family, one person's emotions, whether happy, distressful, affect all of you. Other benefits of social closening, well, it enhances quality relationships. I'll explain what that looks like, but I'm always talking about building quality relationships. There's numerous studies out there, and I think Harvard does the best one that's ongoing, and I always talk about it. What is the key to happiness? Well, according to the Harvard Happiness Study and many other research out there, it is the quality of your relationships, the community that you live in, the community that surrounds you. So in terms of the workplace, it's very important for your mental health. It stimulates your brain growth. And why I'm interested in the way your brain operates, well, it's all about protecting your mental health, right? And it helps, and you need your brain to think and help you through those moments of stress. And then also, I'd like to share about some qualities that I want to portray about social closening, which is embodying calm and empathy. What does mindful anxiety look like? Well, I feel like if you're going to understand the benefits of what I just talked about, social closening, in terms of what's going on today, you have to understand what anxiety is. And I want to say it's really embodying these two things: having an attitude of acceptance, or trying to embody that attitude of acceptance, and then being solution focused. So what does the attitude of acceptance look like? Well, I'm going to start with this blank, basically, slide right here. I'm just going to say what anxiety is, okay? Anxiety, it's normal. It's a part of life. It's part of the human experience. I say this, and you guys are like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But the reality is, so many of us do not want to accept anxiety, or can't face it, want to avoid it. And those are the things I really want to get across, so that you can take care of yourself well, especially now. As we eventually transition back, it's going to look very different. I was just talking to someone today. Things are not going to be the same. So it's very imperative that we manage our mental health now. So we're being very active in it. And it's all about prevention, right? All about taking care of ourselves as we go along. So just out there, just understand anxiety is normal. So we're all experiencing it in a pandemic, let alone no one has lived through a pandemic. So of course we would be experiencing anxiety. Here's the paradox, though, that I need you to understand. In order to manage it well, to disengage from it, to not allow it to take over our lives, we need to accept it. Like, accept it's there. What does that look like? I was talking about the attitude of acceptance. Anxiety is very difficult to accept. The very easy thing we do is tend to avoid.